I'll show you something. This right here is that fuel pump we had on that other engine. And it's got a crack right there in it. It's just a very hairline faint crack. And this one, I'm almost positive it's got a crack in it right there. So I probably should plug that up and test it. Put a little pressure on it and see if it actually leaks right there. I'm concerned about it up to now. If it don't leak, we'll put this on there. It's complete, ready to go. If not, I'm going to put this cast iron one on there. This is a older year model. It uses the check valve out here, but we'll clean that up. I'll run a drill bit down in there, a dowel with some compound on it, cut a seat in there. It's an older model, but it's the same configuration as the block is. So we'll clean it up, test this one, but I think this one we'll end up using. 3 horsepower. Well, you know, just a recap on the cost there, and I got some figures in down here that you wouldn't have had to do to get the thing running if you'd bought it at the auction sale. You know what I mean? But some paint is actually the only thing I got on here. But to recap this and bring us up to date here about where we at right there. That's an old style fuel pump right there. That's a nice one. But quickly, a gas tank, $118. 3/4 by 3 black pipe. That's it right there. 4 1/4. O-ring to go on that cylinder in there is $9.75, and 2 of them 1/4-inch pipes down the other side over from the gas tank, and all that totaled up $138.28. And then I had gas tank mounting bolts, set of rings, $38, crankcase side covered cam. And that's this whole side cover right here. And I had one in parts out there, and I traded them out and charged $65 to it. I think if you'd have had to buy one time you got it here and everything, you know, freight and everything, it'd cost you $100 easily. And a rod exchange, this one had a bad wrist pin in it. So the parts engine out there, I switched the wrist pin. The rod and the wrist pin is out of the parts engine, and the piston is out of this engine. So I charged $35 on exchange there. And the drip oil pipe, that's new up there, $16 for that piece of pipe in that fitting. And grease cups, 3 of them right here. They're a little big right there, but they fit real good in the 3 horsepower to go real good. This is original here. But I charged $30 for the set of them right there. You know, they was, I think the caps was missing off of one of them or so. That's cheap on them, but you would have had to have them. And an 1/8 by 3 pipe, $3. That's that little pipe coming out of that right there. And that comes to $190.95. You add them two together right there. At that point, we got $329.23 invested in the engine after we done got it bought. Up to this stage here, everything's accounted for, except head gasket was $9, spark plug was $9, and the paint, that's that Rust-Oleum right there, 3 coats, and 1 coat of primer underneath all that, 4 coats total. I'm going to charge $15 on that Rust-Oleum paint right there. And a fuel pump, well, you know, it's a long story about them fuel pumps, you know. I've not did it yet. I don't have anything to do it with. But this fuel pump's got a crack in there. That's one was on that other engine over yonder. And I'll show you something. And this is one we had up there a while ago. If I got it on the camera, I was going to put it on there, and you know, got to looking at it and everything, and I think it's got a crack in it right there. So I'm going to test it. I'm going to put some plugs in it, put the plunger and everything in it, test this now. Still may use it. This is a late model, but in the meantime, it's cast iron right there, really good seats and all. So and we had to have it. You couldn't get the engine running. Well, you could, because they did with some kind of Mickey Mouse setup. So I charged $75 for that fuel pump, and then I charged $25 for this roller and mechanism, all this right here. Come to $100 on that fuel pump. It's all good. And all that totaled up to $133. You add all that together, it's $462.23 we've got invested in it now. Well, this piece goes up on here. There's a lock nut right here, and this piece right here screws in that piece right there. Good ways in there. It's the eccentric for EK Magneto. And that thing goes up at the top. And you can have one of them other kind of fuel pumps on a 1.5 horsepower. It's got that little roller down here. But that's the way that sets up. And then on this right here, you get a heavy spring, and you get a washer, a spacer, and I think from the factory they were some kind of hard metal steel. And then this right here goes on here like this right here, and then you get another washer, and you get a little weak spring, and then you get this thing right here, and you screw all this together. I wonder what that's all about. Oh, there it is. That was an operator problem, I think. It was. But you screw all this together till you see that, I'll show it to you. You see that hole in there, where you can put a cotter in it? Like right in yonder, you can get a little cotter in there. But this goes, and this thing right here, I'll show it to you. You get a spring. That's that little plunger deal. I done rounded it off a little bit there so it won't catch too hard in that little hole right there. That goes up in there like that right there. And I'm going to put some oil on that. Oh yeah, this is not the place to be using no grease when you're putting this together. If it has an oil hole in there, you don't want to use no grease on that, because that grease will gum everything up in there and you won't ever get no oil in it. But a little bit on this thing right here on the get-go. Okay. And then some goes on the outside. And this thing right here is made like that's an eccentric right there. It moves. I've got a little oil on that right there. You know, like that. And all this mechanism right here fits up on this thing right here like this. Like that. On this part right up here, you get one of these things, and one of these things. Well, there's extra spring. But this thing, you push this in like this right here, and then you put this little washer up here that's got a little thing sticking out on it. It comes over and fits in that little hole right down there to position it where it's going to be at for a long time. And then you put that spring up on there like that, and then you put this little thing right here up here. Yeah. And then you have to push that in and put a cotter in there. It's this one right here. Okay, that's got that positioned on there. And this moves right here. And when this thing right here is a running, you want that to be down there where it says run on the back side of that. See, it says start right there. And right down there it says run. Okay, you put up here when you crank that engine right there, it starts real easy. And then you put down here like this right here when the engine's running, and it moves the timing on that EK right there. If you run your engine under power up here in this start position, it'll boil all the water out of it and the engine will get real hot. Something to do with the timing, just look it up. But that's all that is right there. And in that part right there, be sure to put a cotter in there. Well, we'll have to turn it some more. And we'll have to fit that when and the way you adjust this right here is you turn that right there, and then you lock this back here like that right there, and you adjust it. We'll do that when we put all this together, get the magneto on there. Then we'll make the adjustment here, but that's where you do it at right there. And you adjust your mag in the run position. We'll put this name tag up here on this hopper. McCormick-Deering, patents pending, engine manufactured by International Harvester Company, Chicago, Illinois, USA. Badge labeled kerosene gasoline. Sold by International Harvester Company of Canada Limited, Hamilton, Ontario. 3 horsepower, speed 600. It's got serial number on it there. It's quite legible right there. So it starts with a W. That means it's supposed to get a Waco magneto. But I'm going to put that right there, and I'm going to use these new rivets. And I done already fattened them out. I fattened them out up there close to the end. So when you drive them in there, they will have something to grip on. Got that back on there. But just installed that gas line right there, the suction side. It's 1/4 inch copper brass fittings. And this right here, we'll add that list over on the cost. I should work on that. I've neglected. I got this on the internet the other day, and it's a number 3 smirk and lubricator. It was listed as a whoever owned it fixed it up, and the little bell's a little iffy in there. May I do something to that, but it's got new gaskets in it. Glass is really good. That may be a new glass. Everything works. It's got that thing on there, and this thing comes up like that right there. And all that. It's got a ball in the bottom and a vent pipe. So I'm gonna go ahead and use it on here. Sometimes I would want a bigger one, a larger one, but this thing only costed delivery to the door here front porch in a big box. Actually, it wasn't a big box. It was a right size box. I think it was $38 total. probably should put some of that gasoil on there. Got the cotters in there, got all this mechanism on here as we was looking in that last video. So, and I may change out this fuel pump right here before I get it completely put together. May change that fuel pump out to the later model style over there. I got one I think I can save by getting the plunger out of it. And we'll probably go over and give that a go right now.